Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Mark, back again with another reading. Oh, this energy feels nice. Like I feel like as soon as I hear record, it was like a spark, an energetic, just fuel up. I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. Like there's no words for it. I was trying to just make something up, but yeah, I feel really good, and I'm really excited about what's about to come out in this reading. Like I have no idea, but I definitely feel called to come and spend some time with y'all. Um, yeah, first things first, I'm getting energy, just energy, energy, energy. I don't know if that's a call to bring more energy or to follow the energy or just be mindful of your energy, but it definitely feels like energy is at the focal point of this reading, and just the energies right now in general. So, where can you inject more energy into the things that you're doing? Where can you put more of yourself into the things that you're doing? Even if it's just you're doing work, you're at work just doing your task. How can you make it more you? How can you bring something to it that only you can bring to it? And I feel like right now that's the video cut out right there. It was really weird, but yeah, I feel like it's all the message. So it's like just be mindful of your energy. How can you inject more energy into the things you're doing, and be mindful of in that pursuit things that are blocking your energy and things that are kind of getting in the way of you being able to fully inject yourself into the things you're doing. Like the more obstacles you can remove and streamline your processes, especially if you're creative. Like for me, making music, I always say like I would definitely make more music if there was a shorter track to get in there and do it. Like right now, I have this setup. My setup right now, like if I wanted to make a song right now, I'd have to go I'd have to take my laptop, go set up over on my desk. I'd have to like take out my mic, set it up on the mic stand, put it up. It's not as simple as just going to sit down, opening the software and starting to create. It's there's steps in between, and I feel like that, and it doesn't sound like a lot. It sounds like whatever, like you just gotta get in there and set it up. But when I get the creative spark and the urge, is like they I want to get right to it and just get in there and do it. But now it's like I'm using the energy that I have to create to set up. And by the time it may take 10, 15, 20 minutes from the moment I get that spark of inspiration to when I'm actually able to begin to get it out. And that's not even accounting for like making a beat or writing the lyrics and just all that stuff to actually create. So yeah, and so I'm like, oh dang, if I just had a permanent setup where it's like it's just sitting there, the mic is all there. Like even if I had like a whole studio space, like in my house or something, one day, and hey, one day very soon. But then I could just go in there and be like, oh, I got this idea, and go and just sit down, turn on the computer, and just get right to it. I'd create a lot more. Um, and I feel like that's a thing for a lot of people, even whether you consciously realize it or not. It's like the more obstacles in the way of you just getting that creative expression out or being able to do your work, it impacts your ability to do the work. Because if it takes 20 minutes of energy, 30 minutes of energy before you can actually do the thing, that's valuable energy. Our energy is not it's infinite in the way that it replenishes all the time, but in spurts, you can only have so much before you need to rest, before you need to do different things. So yeah, just be mindful and eliminate as many barriers and obstacles to your processes as you can, whether that be at work or in your creative endeavors and pursuits. So yeah, I'm gonna get into tarot, but that felt very important to talk about. And I don't know. Now I'm wondering if that's something that's gonna come out in the cards, or if that was just a collective energy that was important for us to navigate. But let's see. Today we're gonna be using the Infinite Door, which is a deck by Pamela Love. Came out September of last year. Um, and yeah, I love it, and it's definitely my favorite deck I have so far. I don't have too many decks, but yeah, I'm very glad that I invested in this one. It's more of an intuitive deck, and I like that. It leaves more room for interpretation. It speaks to my subconscious and more in an abstract way. And I feel like as creative as I am, and as abstract of a thinker and all that as I am, it really works very well for me. So yeah, shout out Pamela Love. But oh, I was about to say, like, subscribe, share, do all the things, man. Don't wait till meet the energy halfway. Um, Don't wait till you have the proof or the physical reflex what you're looking for. Understand that you can will these things into existence. And if you, the law of assumption is a very big thing. You know, if you assume off the rip, like, yep, this reading is for me because I came across it, I'm going to get something valuable from it. And it's going to be exactly what I need to hear right now. That will be exactly what happens, you know. But it's, if you wait for the outside to reflect it, you know, there's separation in that. And in that, there's also, you're telling the universe that you don't trust or you don't know, or like things are random, you know, all these things. But it's like when you move with certainty, when you move with understanding that all roads lead to you, all roads lead to where you're going, the universe responds in that way. Your reality responds in that way. So yeah, go ahead and like, subscribe, and do all the things now, and let the universe know and let yourself know that you're exactly where you need to be, and that this is exactly what you need to hear right now. Trust that exactly what will unfold from here will be in alignment to that. But as I say that, it's funny because all these cards came out, and these are majors, like major, major cards. Like, hopefully you can hear me okay whenever I put this down. Um, but look, these cards fell out. It was a stack of cards that fell out, and pay attention because they're all very significant. The Magician. Ooh, I'm trying to get that glare off. That glare is real, real bad. Boom. The Magician. And this one feels like remember your power. Exactly what I was saying. Like you are the creator in your life in your everyday. You know, like you play the role of God and the devil in your life every day. You know, you choose what you do. You you choose who gets to be a part of your day. You choose what things get to exist in your reality. You know, you can remove people from your reality. You can remove things from your reality and really highly curate your life. And it's like, what are the things that you're allowing to exist in your reality? What are the things that you're continuing to entertain, even though you're outgrown them and they have no real place in your life? It's like you have the ability, you know, um, as above, so below. It's like the energy of understanding that things happen at energetic levels and then they play out in the physical, but they're both important. You know, you shouldn't be leaning into one side too much or the other side too much or giving your power away. And it's like, and it also feels like that callback to meet your manifestations halfway, meet the reality that you're looking to create halfway. Move as if, you know. Don't wait until the physical reflects it for you to understand that's real, because the physical happens last. Once the shift happens energetically, it's going to play out in the physical. So understand that if you can see it in your mind, you can feel the energy of it, that it's real, and you accepting it's real and moving in that direction will make it real in the physical. So it's like, don't wait for outer proof, because the outer world is just results. By the time you see it in the outer world, it happened energetically first. So if you're looking for it to come to physical before you make the energetic change, you're acting in reverse. So very important reminder always. One might be significant. You might be a life path one. Your birthday might be in January. Um, I'm also hearing chosen one energy. Um, and like I said, these are majors. So next we got justice. That was the card that's under it. And that's telling a very interesting story. You see how the heart and the mind, the head is equal on the scales here, and that just feels like understanding that um, that same type of balance between your physical and your spiritual world, you know. But this time it's like more like your inner world, like your feelings, how you feel, and your thoughts are equal. You know, nothing should be given more weight. And that's not to say that, oh, every thought is should be followed or every feeling should be followed, but understand that they're all information. They all tell you very valuable things about where you are right now, how you're feeling right now. Um, and it's a snapshot of your mental state, your inner world, and all that in any given moment. And those things balance out. They're both very valuable information and should be treated as such, you know. And this just feels like I'm hearing divine justice coming in, and the ear on the sword feels like a call to listen to both your mind and your heart, and to use them in tandem to get whatever it is that you're trying to get. Yeah, I just heard astro, like astro belt. So outer space might be significant for someone. Um, Someone might be really, really into astrology. And yeah, I'm hearing follow the rabbit, follow, follow the white rabbit, and go down the rabbit hole. And it's like if you're someone who's just getting into astrology, or you've been called to kind of look into astrology more, Understand, like, yeah, there's divine support in you doing exactly that. And that will lead to your justice moment. You will get to see yourself at different angles. You will understand yourself and your role in the universe and your place in the universe and the entire world around you just that much more as you kind of dive into these concepts and ideas. And Page of Wands feels like you're learning to take action right now. And the most valuable action you can take at times is inaction. You see how the roots at the bottom, they're like planted. So I get the impression that he's been standing here a while. She's been standing here a while. And it's like understanding when to move and when not to move is very valuable. Not to feel like the only time you're progressing is when you're moving full steam ahead, But it's in the stillness, it's in the perspective, it's in the being observant in which you're making big strides. And you can move way faster when you know when to move, because sometimes movement isn't always straight. If you're just moving just to move, sometimes you could be moving backwards and you won't even know. So it's like in those moments, stillness is very important, and realizing, okay, right now I just need to rest. Right now, I just need to observe. Right now, I need to take scope of what's going on. And 143 on the time, 143, and that feels like an I love you. And you're very loved, and I love you if you haven't heard it today. But understand that the universe loves you, your ancestors love you, everything in existence loves you. So, yeah, understand that stillness and rest is very important at the point where that's what you're supposed to do. And then the last card in that pile that came out was the Tower. And this is card 16 in the major arcana. So this feels like 16 might be significant too. I'm hearing July 16th. That might be someone's birthday. And this tower, it feels like a 1, but it also feels like a 7. So I don't know. Numbers feel very significant today and right now. And oh, we're in the 7th month actually. Yesterday was the first. So, yeah, and yesterday felt like a very high charge day in my own life. Many downloads, ideas, and next steps came to me yesterday. And yeah, so you might be experiencing that as well. And the many different entrances and holes in the tower feels like different uh entrance points. And even the red at the base feels like the root chakra. And it's like it feels like stability. Stability is being offered to you. And it feels like stability looks different for everybody. And stability, yeah, I'm hearing just different entry points to stability. Like this might be in your outer world. You might feel like the only way to have a stable life is to work the 9 to 5 or stay at the job you hate or do all these things. But it's like stability can come in many different ways at the point where you understand that and you trust yourself in the universe and your path to provide for you. And that doesn't mean just sit by waiting for things to just fall into your life, but it's moving with confidence, moving with an empowered existence and state of being as you do the things you need to do, as you go to the places you feel called to go. And this just feels like a divine moment of where things are coming down. So if things are shattering around you, if relationships are falling apart, disintegrating, if you feel like people are leaving your life and things, your structures in which you've found comfort and solace in are seemingly disappearing, understand that that's just the phase you're in right now. And through this chaos comes the stability. Chaos and order is a spectrum. Through chaos falls to order, and order falls to chaos at some point. It's kind of this cyclical thing. Um, yeah, I just heard the zero space, and it's like the zero space is the point between where chaos and order meet. It's at the point right before the scales tip in either side. Right before chaos falls to order, right before order falls to chaos. There's that perfect little moment where they're exactly even, and it feels like that's exactly where you are right now. It's like that's a very important place to be. And in that place, stillness is very important. And just taking scope of who you are and where you've been and thinking about where you want to go and where you're going next. And and in those moments where you've been tells you a lot about your present moment. In those moments where you're going tells you a lot about your present moment, because where you're going or where you feel like you're going tells you exactly who you are right now in this moment. It's like that's what you're aligned to. It's like, wow, okay. Because where you thought you were going a year ago is not where you think you're going right now, even if it's similar, like a same trajectory, but it might be further. It might be more expansive, more clear than it was a year ago, or it might be completely different. And it's like, so understand that the future and what you see as your future tells you a lot about your present, and your past, what you where you've been, tells you exactly how you got to this present moment. So if you look at them from those perspectives, then yes, you can learn about a lot about your present self. But when you're looking at the past, it's like, oh man, I wish I would have did this, or dang, if this didn't happen, I'd be here, I'd be further, I'd be better off. Or if you're looking at the future, like, oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Oh man, I don't know. Um, if I'm gonna have everything I need to have in the future, or what the future holds with fear. I understand that you're removing yourself from the present moment. But there is a way to look towards the future and be very present. There is a way to look at your past and be very present. But it's all in the perspective that you choose and the way you look at it. So, and that being said, on the bottom, like I said, this is a major thing, and I understand why I was called to do this reading today, because it feels like there's big shifts occurring right now, not coming, not in the future, but right now, underway. Boom, we got the Fool, and you already know what that means. If you're here, you know exactly about the Fool's journey, and it's like this feels like, yeah, and this is the zero card, and we were just talking about that zero space, and it feels like that's exactly where we are right now. It's like it doesn't matter if you've been spiritually awakened for years, for decades, or whatever. It feels like this is at the point where you're starting a new journey, um, and it feels beautiful. It feels like dancing might be significant. You might like to dance. You might be a dancer. You might be a professional dancer, and yeah, I'm seeing diamonds, mushrooms. I'm seeing snakes, and just everything on this card. And it just feels like understanding that all roads led here, and that in this space you can grow anything you want, and you can go into any direction you want to go, because right now you have all green lights ahead, and the momentum to carry you forward into the things you want to go into. And it's like, take scope of where you've been. Take scope over what feels right and what feels like what's next for you right now, and use that to understand exactly who you are in this moment. And in understanding that, you know exactly who you are and what you need and where you're going. And under that, on the bottom is the moon card in reverse. And this just feels like illumination to the things that may have been escaping you. You might have been trying to understand what's going on, or like you may not have been able to see exactly where things were leading. But right now it feels like illumination has found you, and that these things are becoming clear. And on this card, the figure in the middle is on stilts, and they're like coming through the clouds all the way to the moon. And it's like, and the phases on the moon feels like, this most recent full moon was very significant. So you might have been experiencing shifts or interesting energies under the full moon, which was on, I think, the 29th. And it's like right now you're being called to new heights, and you're being ushered into new heights through your inner world, through your intuition, through your shadow self. So it's like, embrace the shadows as they come up. Say thank you for the opportunities to see some things that may have been in the dark before, but now they're being illuminated for you to see, to work for you to work with them, to integrate whatever past versions of yourself or energy that you had locked up in the past. They're calling you to free them up and to allow you to pull them into the present moment, and to become more whole and become more of yourself. And that's such a divine opportunity. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. And I love you so much. And I don't know, this energy feels so nice. It feels progressive. It feels important. And I'm always so grateful to be able to deliver these messages, to navigate these spaces with you all, to go into the energy and reflect them so you can see them, to provide perspective that you may not have had coming in. All that means the world to me. So I really, really appreciate you being here. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this work with you. So yeah, I love you and thank you for being here. Um, and yeah, these are oh no, I'm seeing a bunch of cards on the bottom right now. I don't want this to be too long, so I'm gonna should kind of not speed run this, but be intentional in the progression, and that feels significant too. Know when to go slow, and know when to not rush, but just be intentional in the movement of it. Because things don't necessarily have to take a long time all the time. They sometimes some things expand to take as much time as you let them take. Sometimes you can get in there and make things happen real quick if that's the intention. So it's like, don't feel like things have to take any longer than you want them to. Just have your intention, and if they do take long, that's fine. But move in the way you feel like you need to move and want to move. And this is Seven of Wands, big stand your ground energy. And it just feels like understanding that you don't need anybody else on your side to validate what you know to be true. Once you get the call and it feels right to you, take who sees it, and if no one sees it, take yourself. But never lose yourself, and never sacrifice yourself or your vision to be palatable or to be digestible by other people who just simply don't see it because it's not for them to see. And the split on the sand feels like the dark and light balance again. Now there's three wands on this side, three wands on that side. And it's like that's the reality of this path you're on. And look how different your wand is versus the wand that they're pointing at you. Yours looks more divine, yours looks more interesting, more magical than those wands. They're charged just the same, but look, yours has swirls and has different energy to it. And it's like you're here to wield your wand. And I just saw 222 on this timer that I have going over here. And yeah, it just feels like have confidence in yourself and in your path. Understand that you're exactly who you need to be and that you're headed everywhere you need to go and that you're right on track. And under that, we got Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And when this card comes in reverse, it always feels like your blessings and your material abundance being handed down to you. Because you know, in right side up, it looks like you know you're catching it, like it's coming in. Or right side down, it looks like it's being slammed down, like boom, coming in even faster. And it's like it's your time to win. And the grapes are a sign of abundance, of luxury. And it feels like the very things you've been trying to call in and manifest are here for you right now. And it's like, are you ready for them? Do you have space for them in your life? And if you do, they understand that they're coming in hot, they're coming in fast. So take those ideas that you get um, very seriously, and not very seriously like, oh man, like I can't mess this up, but very seriously as in, okay, that's a idea that came straight from the divine. This has the ability to be a miracle. It is a miracle. It leads somewhere. Like I didn't receive this insight for no reason. You know, it's not just a random idea. It might be the idea. It probably is the idea. So if you've gotten a download that felt random, or a good idea that seemed random or it kind of came out of nowhere, follow that. Follow that. Remember, follow the white rabbit. Go down the rabbit hole and see where it takes you. But yeah, and then we also got Knight of Cups. And it feels like follow your heart, follow your inner world, and trust that as the GPS navigation that it is. And trust that it leads you to everywhere you need to go. Because, you know, the blueprint to your dream life is within you. It doesn't come from outside of you. Remember that. And then this cup, look, it has ears, a nose, and a mouth on it. And it's like, trust it, listen to it. Trust what your senses are telling you, your inner senses, and value the information that's coming from your inner world and take it as, like I said, the GPS navigation that it is, and honor it and allow it to lead to everywhere you're trying to go. And then, oh wow, yeah, we got 777 energy here, and that's been very, very loud in my own experience too. So yeah, Seven of Pentacles, and then we've got Seven of Swords, and then the next card I'm going to do is a 7-2. Oh my God. All right, yeah, let me not get ahead of myself. But yeah, Seven of Swords. And this feels like not allowing your thoughts to be heavy. And it feels like someone is allowing their thoughts to become snakes, you know, like these are supposed to be swords, but they're snakes. They got them all bound up. And it's like, put the heavy thoughts down. The ones that don't serve you, the ones that don't make you feel empowered, the ones that pull you out of alignment and pull your vibration to a place that isn't in your best interest, put those down. And realize that they're only information. They're not necessarily you. Don't over identify with your thoughts, especially at the point where they make you feel the way you don't need to feel, at the point they're getting in the way of you producing or in the way of you living your best life. You need to change your relationship to those thoughts and allow them to pass by. Thank you, you know, say thank you and acknowledge them for being there because they're just trying to keep you safe based on your past conditioning, based on who you've been. But it's like, thank them and let them know, like, thank you, but no thank you. You know, like, this doesn't serve my highest good and my future and my best interest. So I can't anchor these thoughts to my inner world or anchor them to this life I'm creating. But thank you for trying to keep me safe. And they might have worked to keep you safe in the past, but there's no place in where you're going. So, and the next seven card was the Chariot. And look how fast they're moving. But look, there's no leash or ties to those lines or lines, to those tigers at the front. But he's not worried about it either. They're moving. He trusts that they'll continue to help him move, like even without being tied to, or tethered to them at all. It's like there's such a divine trust present in this card. Like he's looking off in the distance, and then there's the eye on the front here, and then there's also the eye on the front here. And it's like understanding that he doesn't have to use his physical eyes to watch his back all the time or to overly try to control the outcome of things. Like he has divine protection all around him. He is divine protection. He is alignment. And it's like trusting himself, trusting his space in the world, and trusting the world itself will help lead him to everywhere he needs to go. And you're no different. And it's like allow this process to be momentous, allow it to be divine, allow it to be yourself to be divinely led, and allow your path to be divinely orchestrated because it wants to be, and it is. So the more you can remove yourself and the resistance that you create by trying to hold on and try to control outcomes so much, the better. And that's definitely the call here. And as I say that, the card under that is the Hanged Man, and it's in reverse, and this is the 12th card in the majors. So your birthday might be in December. Definitely feels like a birthday type of confirmation. Um, and even if you might have an anklet on right now, or you might like ankle jewelry. Um, but yeah, and this just feels like that surrender. And it being in reverse feels like a call for you to surrender. And understanding that in that surrender, you'll look now they're standing up, in a way. It kind of feels like that's the way upwards is to surrender. And it feels counterintuitive, It feels like the only way forward is to keep doing, keep figuring it out, keep thinking, keep trying to control. And it's like this feels like, yo, surrender, take a beat, you know, control what you can control and let the rest go. Like leave the rest to the universe. And in that you'll get that upward ascension that you're looking for, that upward climb to everything that you're looking for. And yeah. And under that, and this will be the last card. Oh no, I'll take two more. Oh man, all these feel significant. Six of Swords. And this is a card that always comes there, not always, but like the last few months, it always comes out in my Patreon readings, which is my more smaller, intimate community where we do like shadow work. There's exclusive readings. We do journal prompts, and it's really like an active space of self exploration and growth and spirituality. Like it's more than just readings, but it's the place where we actually work with the energy and cultivate and create our lives together and walk our solo paths, but together. So yeah, if you feel called to, definitely come check it out. Right now it's set up. You get a free 7-day trial of my rock tier, which is our paid subscription tier. But yeah, you can access everything that's there and everything that will be there over the 7 days, and I'll just take that as a thank you for being here and making it to this point. And yeah, even if you don't continue on after that, that's okay. There's enough there for you to get value over 7 days, or work with the journal prompts, or do whatever. But yeah, nothing to lose, everything to gain. But yeah, this card always comes up. So it coming up here, it doesn't really come up in the YouTube reading. So it coming up here feels like there's some Amani. Amani is the name of the community. There's some Amani fam here, or you're being called to join the Amani family. But either way, trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Look, there's no paddles, there's no motor on this boat, but he's headed right off into the sun. She's headed right off to the sun. They're headed right off into the sun. And it's like, understand that you are the flow. You are in the flow. And look, panicking and being worried would probably change the course of the boat. Like he starts worried, like, oh my God, am I going the right way? And starts moving around too much. It might start to get off track and start to go in the diagonal to the sun or perpendicular to the sun. But in the calm surrender and understanding and just forward movement, look, the balance of the swords on either side, which feels like the balanced thoughts. Remember in the seven of swords, they were snakes and they were carrying, they had them all bound up. But it's like, look, they're actually swords here now, and they're very much well behaved and under control and good, And it feels like in that maintains the balance and the ability to continue to move forward in a calm fashion, in a flow, full fashion, and the infinity on their back feels like a reminder that you are infinite and that you are a part of all the things that you're worried about. The very things that scare you are just you at a different vibration, a different frequency. It's all source, it's all light energy. And it's like the physical world is just energy made physical. It's just light in physical form. So it's like the scariest thing you could think of is just light, just like you're just light. So it's like, understand that there's nothing to be afraid of. You are in the divine flow. You are the divine flow. So yeah, and this will be the last two cards I go over, but we've got the Nine of Pentacles, we got Ten of Cups, and this just feels like at the moment where you truly surrender and realize that you're exactly where you need to be, boom, everything you've been searching for, it presents itself. That flying fish, the thing that you thought you weren't even sure if it's real, the thing you've been looking at but has been escaping you this whole time. It's like you've been trying to figure out how to get it, how to get it, how to get it. And at the very moment you're like, you know what? Today's a nice day. I feel good. Like I just want to sit here and take a load off and just be mindful and meditate and just enjoy my life or being real and be grateful for where I'm at right now. Boom, the flying fish jumps out the water and presents itself to you because now you're ready. Now you're not chasing your own tail. You realize that there's nowhere to get to, that you are everything that you're looking for. And that's such a beautiful realization. And that feels like the moment we're at right now. And it feels like the next step after that, boom, Ten of Cups, celebration. Realizing that it feels like you passed the level, like you've reached the end of the stage. It's like, yes, there's more levels and there's the next round of things and the next chapter and the next book of experiences. But it feels like in that moment, boom, you celebrate. And those cups at the top feels like all the roads that led here. Roads of different sizes, different ways you went to go, different things you tried to see if they were the thing for you, and just trying to get to this exact point and realizing that, oh wow, like none of those were supposed to be the thing. They all added up to me being here right now. They were all the journey itself that led me to become who I needed to be, to become who I always was. And alchemy might be significant to you. Like that's alchemy. I feel like the biggest realization of alchemy and the alchemical process is realizing that you were already what you were looking for. And the alchemist might be significant. You might want to go read that book, or you might have read it, or you might just be realizing that you are an alchemist. And if you didn't know, you are. I'm letting you know right now. And it's like that's the biggest thing of the alchemical process is realizing that what you were seeking was always within you. It was always you. Like it was never separate from you. You just had to go through that journey to of realization and transforming and realizing that, oh, okay, like I am everything. You are the gold. You are the gold that you seek. And this feels like that moment when you realize that, and you realize that all roads led you back to yourself and to the truest version and embodiment of yourself. And that's something you get to hang your hat on and take forward with you as you go into these next things. So that's it for me. That was an amazing reading, and that energy feels amazing. And I'm honestly just so grateful that I got to be a part of that, and that we got to have this conversation, and that we got to navigate these energies together. Um, like I said, I love you so much, and I won't hold you too much longer because I could definitely do this all day and talk to you all day. Because yeah, these things fill me with so much purpose, and I always feel like I'm exactly where I need to be every time. I do one of these readings and every time I navigate these energies with you. So I love you. Keep doing your thing. You're doing amazing. And if you didn't know, allow this to be the moment you realize that you're exactly where you need to be and that everything's exactly what it needs to be and that you're exactly who you are supposed to be. So I'm proud of you. I love you. I see you. And the light in me recognizes the light in you. The God in me recognizes the God in you, and trust that you're not crazy. You're very much sane. You're very much everything that you know yourself to be. You're very much capable of all things you know yourself to be capable of. So keep doing your thing, and I'll see you around, man. If anybody wants to book a personal reading with me, the link's in my bio. The link tree is posted on my page. Um, and if you don't see it, it's linktr.ee/KK not again, and I think it's like the third link. It's like book a personal reading. Um, and yeah, I really love doing those, and those always. Yeah, there hasn't been one yet that wasn't very fruitful and wasn't didn't leave the other person feeling very grateful and ready to do another one. So I'm definitely excited to keep doing more of those. Definitely join the Patreon if you feel called to. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'm grateful to be a part of your journey. And I have so much good things planned and so many big things planned and so much more ways to give back because that's what it's all about to me. It's just being a vessel of divine grace and love and being a walking miracle, creating miracles and being a body and vessel in which miracles can flow through. Like I always give this example. It's like finding money on the floor always feels like a miracle, a divine like thing. Like wow, like of all the places I could have been, of all the times I could have been here at this very moment, like I found some money on the floor, and it's like I'm I'm someone who wants to leave the money on the floor. Like what's the difference between um, it being happenstance and someone creating that miracle? It's a miracle nonetheless. And in those moments, God is moving through me. I am God in those moments. It's like that's how I want to live my life. I want to be at the right place at the right time, and I feel like that is how I live my life. Even before it was conscious and like a conscious effort to me, I feel like I was having conversations, and people be like, "Wow, that's exactly what I need to hear," or like someone will say something, and instantly, I'm just using my words and responding and expressing, and then I can see the look on their face, and them even they'll even say, "It's like wow, like." Thank you. Like that was very important. I needed that right now. And for me, it wasn't like, oh, let me tell them they need this. It was just me expressing what I felt called to express, what I was feeling in my heart, and I realized like, wow, that's what I'm here to do, to be at the right place at the right time. And it feels like that's something no matter what arena I'm in, it always seems to be that way, and that's always the response. So I decided, you know what, let me do this consciously. Let me meet this existence halfway. Let me meet this energy halfway and amplify it through my conscious awareness. And yeah, and I didn't even plan to share that with y'all, but it feels significant for someone. It feels like someone need to hear that. Like I was just saying, it feels like it's that same way for someone else, and maybe they didn't think, or maybe you didn't think that was something you can consciously just do. Maybe feel like you just kind of have to let it work through you, but it's like you can meet it halfway, like we were just talking about earlier. But I love you all. This has been Mark. This has been um, I was gonna say Amani, but hey, if you called this somewhere else, it might not be Amani. But I guess hey, Amani is everywhere. Amani is the truth. Amani is Swahili for peace, until you didn't know. So I love you again. I don't ever get tired of saying it because the reality of it is way bigger than those words could ever capture. The energy behind it is way deeper and way more true. So saying I love you never feels like it actually expresses what I'm trying to express. But hey, it's the best I got so far, and I hope you just feel it in the way I show up, and the way I talk, and the way I express myself, and the look on my face, the look in my eyes, the smile, and everything in which I do this work with. So I'll see you around, and don't be afraid to stick around and to comment and to engage with me because this is truly a two-way street for me. I never just want you guys to just listen to me and just take it. Like I'm here to listen and learn from you all as well, and to engage with you all and to continue to build my soul family and my community and my tribe. So yeah, if you gel with me and you feel like we could be great friends, hey, we might be able to. So I'm always on the lookout for equally yoked folks and my soul family. So hey, if I resonate with you, man, allow yourself to be seen. Let's see, because yeah, let's build something. And even if that's just community, even that's just some love. So my sister's out there yelling just in case you hear that, but it's definitely time to go. I'll see y'all. Ooh, sweaty underarms. So it's definitely getting hot in here, man. The energy, back to where we started. The energy is palpable. It's definitely expressing itself in so many different ways. So get in there and see how you can utilize it and allow it to create the world you want to create. But I love y'all. I'll see y'all around. Boom. Keep doing your thing. You do it so well. I love you.